Bitcoin's price has finally settled down. So we're going to do a little bit of technical analysis to see where we could go next with some momentum indicators. Somebody made a composite list of all the ETF deadlines that are coming up in 2024, and we're going to break them down and go through them. Then we're going to talk about how Coinbase is continuing to build. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with a composite list of the top 11 cryptocurrency scam categories and what to look out for. Welcome back to another episode of Where the Money At. We on episode 51. You know we keeping it rocking and rolling, and you know we finna get right into it. Let's get into CoinGecko. We got Bitcoin sitting at $42,985, basically $43,000, down 2.2% in the last 7 days. We have Ethereum at $2,344. BNB sitting at $310, having a great last 7 days, up 19%. Solana at $108, still up 30% on the week, but as not high as it was. You know what I'm saying? We got XRP sitting at 63 cents and Cardano sitting at 62 cents. So let's look at Bitcoin on TradingView. And if you can see here, we finally settled into a new range after we've broken out of this previous uptrend. So it looks like we're going to trend here for the next couple weeks, couple days between $40,000 and $44,600. So if you're a trader, you know, that may be where you want to start to look to set some of your longs and shorts. I'm not a trader, but you know, if you use, you know, basic technical analysis and some of the momentum indicators that we can use, you know, you can kind of have some basic entries and exit points. I don't personally do it, but maybe we'll get a little deeper into that in the future. So let's open up the RSI momentum indicator. And I like to check the RSI and the MACD on the weekly and monthly time frames. I feel like they give a clearer picture. The daily is just a little bit too much. So as far as the RSI momentum indicator, the yellow middle line is going towards the upside, which means we probably in the overbought area, which means as far as the weekly goes, we're about to turn the corner and head down. So we have downward momentum to go. Let's check the MACD. And the MACD is actually saying the same thing. It's rare that they've coincided lately. The MACD momentum indicators on the positive side, but if we look a little closer, the white bars indicate that we're kind of entering the end of this trend. So both of these indicators indicate that we're a little bit overheated and we may have a little bit more time to go down. And that'll be perfect for me because it's almost DCA time for the month for me. And finally, let's check it out on the monthly to see what it says. The RSI is curling up to the overbought side, but we may have more time to head up. And actually, the RSI and the MACD are on the same page as far as the monthly too. The MACD is starting to heat up a little bit, so we may have more upside, more positive momentum to go upward. So the weekly says we could be overbought and we have a little bit more momentum to head down. The monthly says we may have some time to go up, which is why you want to take all these indicators with a grain of salt. And I wouldn't implicitly use these for just, you know, life or death decisions. You know what I'm saying? For this channel, it's something that's visually appealing. You know what I'm saying? Something to have some fun. But traders, you know, some traders live and die by these indicators. You know, shout out to them. So let's get into the news. So I was going through an interview and, you know, I was trying to get through it, just trying to find some new information. This is a company called The Block. I checked out their YouTube channel and podcast and they were going through it, but something came up and it was the official deadline list for all the ETFs. So, you know, go check out the interview. I thought it was, you know, very technical. I thought it was a little boring, but I'm going to continue to go through it because I did find some valuable information to it. So everybody and their mother says that in January, the ETFs will have approvals. And I haven't felt that way, but based off of this list, this is kind of validating how I felt. Like there's no implicit information on why January is stuck in people's heads. Maybe for ARC 21 shares Bitcoin ETF because their final deadline is on January 10th. But for everything else, the deadline is March, April, and May. March, April, and May. Got to get my months right. So for 21 shares, BlackRock, their deadline is until 3 months into the year, 4 months into the year, 5 months into the year. So we have a little bit of time. But I guess for ARC 21 shares, the final deadline is on January 1st. So there's three things that could happen. It could get approved. It could get denied. And I'm pretty sure I have to do some research. I'm not sure about the final deadline, but there's always the option that it could just get delayed. You know what I'm saying? And the theoretical thing is most people are expecting the Black Rocks to be approved in March. So it is what it is. Check out this list and make of this information what you will. But I think, we won't have any real information until the March time. You know what I'm saying? And then if if BlackRock's ETF does get approved in March, then I would go ahead and be comfortable saying everybody else after that should get approved. And if not, if they get approved and other people get denied, it'll be flooded with more applications after that. So it'll just start a cascade. But what could happen when the approval or denial does happen? Let's just say it gets approved. The logical thing that we would think about is the price action would skyrocket and take off. But is that necessarily what has happened in the past? With other assets, when ETFs and other financial products come into the market and they activate, that doesn't necessarily send the price action through the roof. What happens, and I'm speaking in hypotheticals because we want to prepare a plan for everything that could possibly happen. What happens when the ETF gets approved and the price tanks? That sounds like something that would, completely mess up the market. You know what I'm saying? Like Bitcoin could head down another 10%, 15%. So let's just plan, make sure we have every possible scenario planned out to where we're not surprised about anything that could happen. So let's get into the news. Coinbase is continuing to build infrastructure. And in my next video, I'll go over all of the countries and regions that we've discussed in the past couple months that have been building: Italy, France, Hong Kong, Nigeria, South America, China. We're going to go through all that. So US based Coinbase can now deal in virtual assets in France. France approves Coinbase as a VASP, virtual asset service provider, allowing the US-based cryptocurrency exchange to offer digital currency services in the country. Coinbase is now registered with the AMF. This approval expands cryptocurrency service in the European market. So, let me read this last part. The company can now provide custody of digital assets, buy or sell digital assets in legal tender, trade digital assets against other digital assets, and operate digital asset trading platform in France. So, Coinbase is expanding into France. They're uh, offering more opportunities for institutions to get in and put their money in. They're offering more opportunities for retail customers to get their money and put it in. When I say retail, I mean everyday people like yourself and I. When I say institutions, I mean like banks, hedge funds with large amounts of capital that allocate money for their customers and look for returns for their customers. And as you can see on Coinbase's Twitter, they announced it. And the last part I'll read is just, a survey they did. A company cites a survey that claims 10% of French adults who currently own crypto assets, 10% currently own, 24% plan to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency within the next year. The demand for crypto in France has increased as nearly as 60% of French adults believe that global finance systems unfairly favors powerful interest. The idea is that crypto will offset that, but as you can see, BlackRock and other institutions are getting into crypto as well. So it's kind of get in while you can and do what you can. Like for instance, real estate. Real estate was once affordable in the US 15, 20 years ago, and now it's outpriced. So all assets have a time frame where you can get in before the institutions try to price everybody else out. Because the goal of the powers that be is to own everything. So it is what it is. So we have went through the ETF approval dates, the final deadline dates. We have gone through Coinbase expanding its services into France, and we are going to wrap it up with, the 11 common cryptocurrency scams in 2024, 2023. I want to read it off this website, but it's a little bit difficult to see everything, so I just put it in a note. And we're not going to read everything about it. I just maybe one or two sentences from each, but we're going to start from the bottom and we're just going to go through the list of the top scam categories. You know what I'm saying? And we'll have some examples of a couple of them. Artificial intelligence scams. With the rise of artificial intelligence, attackers are finding new ways to deceive the cryptocurrency market. Now, we have seen an artificial intelligence scam and a deep fake scam. And I have an example for you guys. This is a deep fake scam advertisement for XRP. Let's go through it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, and I am thrilled to be here with you all in this video. Today marks a historic day for us at Ripple and for every XRP holder around the globe. In light of these remarkable milestones, and to show our gratitude to the XRP community for your unwavering support, we are excited to announce the Ripple's 100 million XRP giveaway. Here's how you can double your...
So that is not really Brad Garlinghouse. This is a deep fake. Deep fake is when you take somebody's face or likeness and image and make them say something that you want them to say. This is not him. This is a deep fake scam, or artificially intelligent generated scam. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give you a QR code and they want you to send, your money to it or connect your wallet to it, and they're going to scam you. So that's an example of an artificial intelligence scam. We have a flash loan scam. Flash loans are for short periods of time, such as seconds to make a trade. Because flash loans are not collateralized, there is no credit check. An attacker takes advantage of borrowing money and using these funds to manipulate the pricing on a decentralized finance platform. So we got flash loan scams. Here's a big one. Employment offers and fraudulent employees. Scammers will also impersonate recruiters or job seekers to get access to cryptocurrency accounts. With this ploy, they offer an interesting job but require cryptocurrency as payment for job training. Please do not send anybody any money for job training. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. If anything, get paid to do your training. You know what I'm saying? And so these first three were kind of, but here are the ones that you really see a lot. Fake cryptocurrency exchanges. Scammers might lure investors in with promises of a great cryptocurrency exchange, maybe even some additional Bitcoin. But in reality, there is no exchange, and the investor does not know it's fake until after they've lost their deposit. And I got to read the rest of this. Stick to known cryptocurrency markets such as Coinbase, Crypto.com, and Cash App. None of this is financial advice, but I highly recommend you follow that advice right there. If you're not familiar with cryptocurrency, it can get very complicated. And if you're not sure how to use a new exchange, be wary of people talking about a brand new exchange or a cryptocurrency exchange on the rise. Wait till it's proven. You're not missing out. Use Coinbase. I would say mainly use Coinbase. And if you like cryptocurrency, if you like crypto.com, use crypto.com. I personally don't. So we have Ponzi schemes. Ponzi schemes pay older investors with the proceeds of a new investor. Long story short, if I can get 3 people to sign on or pay into my scam, then I can pay the one person that got me on. And those 3 people need to get 3 people in order to pay themselves or the person above them. And that's how the pyramid scheme works. No, there is no real business. The only money coming in is from the new investors that they convince that they have a business going, and they use that initial investment to pay older investors. Social media cryptocurrency scam giveaways. There are many fraudulent posts on social media promising Bitcoin giveaways. Some of these scams include fake celebrity accounts promoting a giveaway to lure people in. However, when someone clicks on the giveaway, they are taken to a fraudulent site asking for verification. The verification process includes making a payment to prove that the account is legitimate. Victims can lose the payment, or worse, click a malicious link that has their personal information or can steal their cryptocurrency. Please be aware of trying to make investments that the idea was based off of social media. You know what I'm saying? Or you click the link from social media. Be very careful. There's a lot of malicious links out there. And then 9 times out of 10, people are just lying and they just make up a cryptocurrency and for the sake of trying to get you out your money. Man in the middle attacks. So let's say you're at a diner and you log on to an exchange. But between you sending that signal from your computer to the exchange, there's a highly advanced scammer in the middle stealing your information, maybe spoofing that they are you to the exchange to get that information, and spoofing to you that they are the exchange to get your information. Phishing scam. Phishing scams have been around for a long time, but they're still popular. Scammer sends emails with malicious links to a fake website to gather personal details such as cryptocurrency wallet information. Unlike passwords, users only get one unique private key to their digital wallet, but if a private key is stolen, it is troublesome to change this key. Each key is unique to wallet, so to update this key, the person needs to create a new wallet. So if you're not familiar with wallets inside of cryptocurrency, you have your private key. And if you lose that private key, you lose your wallet. That's how you get in and out of your wallet. And that's why self-custody is so crucial, because we're used to banks handling all our custodies for us. But the power of cryptocurrency is custodying yourself. But with that comes the responsibility of having your own private keys. And if you lose it or forget it, you do not have access to your wallet. And whatever is in there is gone forever. You can't get it back. So the top 3 are the most common ones. We've talked about these and had numerous examples of these on this channel. Number 3, romance scams. Dating apps are no stranger to crypto scams. These involve relationships typically long distance and strictly online, where one party takes time to gain the other party's trust. Over time, the party starts to convince the other to buy or give money in some form of cryptocurrency. After getting the money, the dating scammer disappears. These scams are also referred to as pig butchering scams. So this is what I talk about when I talk about social engineering. Someone has socially engineered their way into your life through some type of form of conversation, and you were probably targeted. You know what I'm saying? So take this example and the many I've given you and try to be aware of what's going on. When people try to reach out to you on dating sites and then they start talking money, they start talking investments, please be wary and please be cautious. Rug pull scams. You hear about this all the time if you're on crypto Twitter, pump and dumps. Rug pull scams. Rug pull scams involve investment scammers pumping up a new project or NFT or coin to get funding. After the scammers get the money, they disappear with it. Coding for these investments prevents people from selling the Bitcoin after the purchase. So the investors are left with a valueless investment. So you hear about this coin, let's call it paint coin. You like to paint coin, and you be like, okay, if you go to this website, you can buy it. So you send your $1,000, and but before you send $1,000, you notice that the price is going up and up and up, and it's up 100% in the last 24 hours. You like, well, I can catch some of that price action. So you throw your money in the paint coin, and it goes up another 300%. You're like, okay, it's time for me to sell. I've made 300%. Let's get out. But for some reason, whenever you press sell, or some strange reason, you can't get your money out. And the people who made Bitcoin are collecting all that money coming in, and everybody who's investing into it on the late side, they are the liquidity. They are the ones getting scammed, and there's no way to get out of it. It's called rug scams, honeypots, things of that nature. So please be very cautious. There are 1,000,001 stories of these type of scams going on in crypto, and I want you to watch out for those. And the number one is just a straight up Bitcoin investment scam. In Bitcoin investment scams, scammers contact investors claiming to be seasoned investment managers. As part of the scheme, the so-called investment managers claim to have made millions investing in cryptocurrency and promise their victims that they will make them money on investment. To get started, the scammers request an upfront fee. Then, instead of making money, the thieves simply steal the upfront fees. The scammers might also request personal identification information, claiming it's to transfer or deposit funds and thus gaining access to person's cryptocurrency. So, you've heard stories about this where you've heard someone reached out to someone on social media saying, "I heard you made so much money," or they've reached out to somebody saying, "I've made 1,000% in the last 2 months." You know what I'm saying? You give me $100, I can make you 1,000% too. And then they send them the money. And it can get so advanced to where they can set up a fake online exchange, and you will be able to log in, check your investments, watch the investments go up, and think that you're really, really making money. And they'd be like, okay, look, I made you this much money off of $100. If you send me $1,000, if you send me $10,000, I could make you a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Now that they've and some people will go so far as to you send them $50 and they'll be like, yeah, I made you money. They'll send you 300 back, because it's not about the $50 that they got, and it's not about the 300 that they sent to you. If they send 300 back to you, in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, I just made so much money. I can make more if I give them more. If they can convince you to send 1,000 to 5,000, 10,000, some people even send upwards of $100,000 to these people. If they can get that, then them sending that 300 is so worth it for them. You know what I'm saying? That's chump change compared to what they could make. So I want you to be careful and watch out for all these schemes. That's what we love talking about. And if you like the information that we're talking about, hit that like button. Definitely subscribe, because we're building. The audio quality is going to get better. The visual quality is going to get better. The clips coming out based off of these videos will get better. And as always, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and I'm going to holler at y'all later.